True story. Be me, 5 years old. Christmas time. 30-some years ago. Live in old farmhouse. Share an upstairs bedroom with my younger brother. Also, share a queen-size bed in said bedroom. Moonlit night in winter. Snow on the ground. Combined with moon, gives a room a brighter glow at night. Middle of the night. Sleeping. Ding. What? Ding. Wake up. Sit up in bed. Brother's still sleeping. Look over to my right. Near the middle of the room. Side note, Grandpa lives in a supposed haunted house in the city not far away. Side note, really creepy house. 5-year-old me does not like this house. Side note, present day me has heard stories from my moms and aunts and uncles confirming haunted status of Grandpa's house. Side note, we visit Grandpa earlier that day. Side note, Grandpa gives brother and I schoolhouse as Christmas present, exactly like one in post photo. 2 childlike white beings near schoolhouse toy. One of the beings is sitting down, examining and playing with the schoolhouse. Get the feeling this was a little girl. Second being is standing / bending over, ringing the schoolhouse toy bell in the steeple. Get the feeling that this was a little boy, the older of the two. Ding, ding. Sitting being looks over and sees me sitting up in bed watching. Alert standing being. Oh shit. Standing being stands up fully and slowly starts walking across room. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Being reaches foot of bed. Keeps walking around the my side of the bed. Me throws the covers over my head, fearing the worst. Nothing. Seconds later. Ding, ding. Scared out of my mind, but somehow fall asleep. Wake up in the morning. Tell my mom what happened. Later in that day, she takes the schoolhouse outside and burns it. I don't usually post on X, and I only have a small handful of stories, but I remember one from when I was a little kid. Background. So my grandmother and steppish grandfather owned an extremely large house in southern Canada. Now this house was fucking old, pre-electric old, built beside a small oak tree that was kept with the house the whole time it's been up. The thing is enormous, with a canopy of about half an acre, and takes about 3 to 5 people holding hands to ring around its trunk. Not a huge detail, but just something to explain the age and majesty of this fucking place. 3 stories tall and all. Back to the actual story. Be me, Anon, about 6 to 7 years old. Be at grandparents' house for Christmas, as was the usual tradition. Be day before Christmas. It was a long drive, and we made a few day trip out of it. Wake up pretty early in the morning, around 6 or so. Open little boy eyes and see a man sitting on the windowsill. Now, I was a dorky kid who loved fantasy, fueled by my grandfather, who was a huge fantasy nerd. The man is wearing what looks like early 1800s to mid 1800s clothing. Kinda like modern suits, but different. Small bushy mustache and goatee rosy cheeks, but the entire thing kinda looks off. Look at him and I kinda shrug it off. I come from a large family, and we would meet new family yearly because some would visit now and then. My parents also know me for being far too friendly, and have had the stranger danger type talks basically on repeat since I could walk and talk. I just chat this guy's ear off, just a happy little kid right before Christmas. I just go on and on about everything under the sun. Man never says a word, shrugs, shakes his head, nods, does body language but never actually speaks a word. I'm a nosy, talkative little shit and just keep going. Seemingly talk for literal hours to this silent old-timey dude that has just ended up sitting at the foot of the bed as I go on and on. Finally out of things to talk to, needing the bathroom and wanting food. I start to get out of bed. I ask the man if he wants to come down, as I could smell breakfast. Man smiles and shakes his head, simply walks away towards the window I spotted him on. I go to the door, look back to ask him if he's sure. Old-timey mustache man count 0. Just gone. I go downstairs and have breakfast, get teased by family. Now that is my perspective. My family has one as well, and they still tell it. I come downstairs around 10 a.m. This is odd for me. I'm usually a talkative asshole around 6 a.m. Aunt, who is a DJ, hates this as she's a night owl. Mother teases me. Well, good morning, sleepyhead. You must have been tired. I simply grin and laugh, responding, I wasn't sleeping. I had a nice talk with the man upstairs. Everyone kinda stops, looks around. Family brushes it off as an overactive imagination, etc. Now, before people go spouting off about this being just some creepy dude, the house was pretty isolated. Large wrought iron fence around the whole place. Almost all doors are visible from the kitchen. Only staircase to upper floor is directly next to kitchen and is creaky as fuck. Windows could not open on upper floor at all. Place is ancient and unrenovated at the time, and the place you'd need to put a ladder to get into the window of the room I was in was right outside the kitchen windows. I learned later in life that my aunt, who grew up in the bedroom I had been in, had experienced weird shit her whole life, and had seen the dude too. We both described him the one person, and the descriptions were pretty spot on, despite us never having talked about him together. I've had a couple other experiences at the house. I think there were 2 to 3 distinct entities there, or whatever they were. Pretty benign so far as I could tell. Probably the old owners or something. Not super spoopy, but just an odd experience in my childhood really. I still remember the other 1 or 2 things that happened in the house, but they were pretty inconsequential, even compared to this one. B14 to 15, Christmas Eve. It's late. I'm up playing video or working on some shit. Comfy and tired, but don't want to go to bed yet. Comfy Christmas Pepe.png. Need that sweet caffeine. Decide to make like Forrest Gump and obtain Dr. Pepper. Silently operate down hallway. Careful not to wake family. Hallway opens to an indoor balcony overlooking the living room, which is dominated by a Christmas tree and big picture windows. Moonless night looms thick and impenetrable on the far side of the glass. Dark as fuck inside, except for the light of the tree, which casts the room in dim shades of stained glass and fine muted shadows. Against the far wall, an old stereo cabinet sits, and atop it an heirloom music box that plays Little Drummer Boy, 90 to 100 years old or something, I don't know. Not very spoopy. It's in great condition for its age, and despite the music box connotation, the tune it plays is just too nice to be eerie. It sits out somewhere every Christmas to this day, and had every year before then. Have only positive, comfy associations. Everything is in its right place. I steal down the stairs, my glorious 23 flavors drawing ever nearer. Only something's up. I freeze mid-step, adrenaline seeps into my blood. The music box is playing, not just a little either, but strongly, and from a full wind. Early in the song too, tactically shit holiday gift wrapped in bricks. Nobody has been up for hours, and it rarely gets wounded anyway. Certainly no way it's been going on the whole time. Can't decide if I should be terrified or having some profound religious experience. Steel myself for haunting by 3 chrono ghosts, who will presumably instruct me on the health effects of staying up too late all the time, and approach the music box. Pick it up, stare dumbfounded at the key as it goes round and round in the bottom, just as fast as it should from a full wind. My face went. Can't make myself put it down, though half of me is full fight or flight mode. It's Little Drummer Boy on Christmas. Surely it can't be bad. Come on, that's some magical spirit of Christmas shit. Still anxious as fuck, but don't want to seem ungrateful if it is some X-tier benevolent shit. Muster what little breath I have and look over to the Christmas tree and darkness behind it. Sup, Jesus? Managed to sound pretty cool and composed. Thanks for helping people and stuff. Happy birthday. Set music box back down. Feel the warm, safe light from my room upstairs beckoning me. I played along with the holiday magic. It's all good. I can obey the urge to 360 and walk real fast out, but I've come too far for that. No man left behind.wav. Power walk to the fridge, retrieve Dr. Pepper, sprint the fuck upstairs, shut the door and return the video, pretending as hard as I can that didn't just happen. My face went, and that's how I got spooked by Jesus dropping by to show my never really believed in Santa ass self a little Christmas magic. Think that still holds the record for the most inexplicable experience. Despite Music Box being relatively creepy and showing up in horror pretty regularly, I haven't read many spooky stories centered around them. As it stands, this was my only serious paranormal encounter. Be me, 10. Christmas morning. Goes downstairs, looks under tree. Has he been .jpeg? He has .png. Massive fucking mound of gifts. Realize it's just one huge jagged box wrapped in different gift wrap all around. Super fucking excited to see what it is. Waits for parents because good boy. Wait for what feels like forever. Check around the house. Nobody's home. Feel slightly scared but excited for the gift still. It's now late afternoon and it's dark outside. House is getting cold. Still home alone. Nasty fucking odor coming from gift. Mix of rotten eggs and roadkill. Gonna puke.wav. Breath is visible now. It's that cold. Runs to thermostat and cranks it. Gets real fucking hot. Hear what sounds like a bull in a china shop coming from living room. Shit bricks but decide to check. Odor is fucking oppressive and it makes me dizzy. Peek from top of stairs down to the living room. House is raised and front door is open. There stands a silhouette that I can barely call humanoid. That looked like it was dripping chunks of coagulated blood and other fleshy looking shit. Scream out at the top of my lungs, but can't hear it. The monster thing sure fucking did. It turns around and starts rolling towards me upstairs. Paralyzed from fear, I fall down from the stairs and tumble hard. It gets me. Wake up in hospital. Dad is asleep on the chair next to me. Mom in hallway talking to nurse. Turns out I had a severe fever on Christmas Eve and shit my pants while sleeping. Mom and Dad checked on me and I was boiling. They threw me in the bathtub and poured ice on me while they called the emergency. When the ambulance arrived, my dad rushed down the stairs and tripped and fell on the last few steps with me in tow. All of that translated into the scariest fucking nightmare I've ever had. Be me, 20, visiting Grandma in Great Falls, Montana for Christmas. Grandma is loaded. House is huge and sits across from the street from a really nice golf course in a really nice part of town. Finished dinner. Brother wanted to hang out in his room. Grandma went to bed early because old people. Sitting in living room by fireplace playing Pokemon Omega Ruby. Get up to get a drink. Look out front windows to the golf course. See a deer by some of the trees eating grass. It's cool. Deer aren't really common up here compared to the rest of the country. Open door to go outside and look at it. When the door opens, its head snaps up and looks directly at me. Stands on its hind legs. Walks into the nearby trees taking huge strides as if it was on stilts. Not even scared, just baffled. Slowly walk back inside the house. Close curtain, go into room. Play video for the rest of the night. Was always kinda spooked by that golf course after that. Like I said, there was a lot of other shit I've seen, but none of them cryptid related really. If you're expecting a story containing skinwalkers or some other weird paranormal entity anally raping me, then I will have to disappoint. I've told this story only once and still, nobody believed me. Be me. 5 to 6 years ago. Start lurking in X because I had a passing interest in orbs, and a thread was one of the first results on Google. Always believed to some degree that the world had a covert paranormal nature, and it was not just what people accept it is. The stories people say here range from plausible to absolutely ridiculous. I'm hooked. 3 to 4 months pass by, lurking on X daily, reading through anything I see and searching for relevant sources to stuff I find interest in. Sometimes I catch glimpses of shadows in the corner of my eyes when it's nighttime. It is like something dark is moving, but always out of reach of my eyes. Haha, I must be really sleepy. After some time, when I get on the bed to sleep, I can feel that something is there in the room with me. Too afraid to actually open my eyes to check. If I ever find the courage to do so, don't see anything, but just feel that something is close to me. I am beyond shit my pants scared with the whole situation. Happens more and more often. It's Christmas holidays. Go to my parents' home because uni is closed for the period and I wanted to see my friends from my hometown. I share a room with my brother and I didn't have any problems at all before sleeping. Maybe I was just being crazy. Go out with friends, but friend A had some work to do so couldn't come. Holidays were close to ending. We haven't met in a long time, so A invites me to his house so we can talk freely and catch up. A lives on the more secluded parts of the town, high up on a hill. I may say town, but it's actually more of a big village. We have lots of nature around and you can go anywhere you want on foot. Met with A, have some honeyed wine because why the fuck not? I tell him some of the things I read here while we talked. He also had an interest in the occult, so we talked for a long time. At this point, I haven't said a word of what has been happening at night while living alone, because I thought people will probably just dismiss it as paranoia. It's nighttime and I didn't want to overstay my welcome, so I leave. As I walk the road that goes down the hill on foot, I can feel something is following me. I can feel it approaching bit by bit, so move a little bit faster, while also looking behind me every now and then just to check if there is actually something there. Don't see anything, but I'm not gonna risk it. I don't want to sound too crazy, but I know I will, so fuck it. You can choose on your own whether to believe me or not. Feel a hand reaching out to me from the back, grabbing me by the shoulder and turning me around. See absolutely nothing. That hand, or whatever you want to call it, felt like the most cold and uncomfortable thing I ever felt. I'm stuck frozen there for close to 1 minute. Felt like an hour though. I just walked towards home, completely broken. No feel, no fear, no cold, nothing at all. I was just completely broken. It is time to go back to uni, so parents take me to the station. As I leave home, I drop a charm that was given to me by my grandma. It's pig related. Only find out about it after I boarded the bus. Be sad because I really loved my grandma and really appreciated the charm. Always took it with me when I was going out. After going to uni again, don't see any shadows, don't feel anything in my room before sleeping. It's like nothing ever happened. Spring break comes, go to parents' home. Find the charm on the pavement outside the main gate of the house. My face when nobody saw it or picked it up from the ground for so long, even though my house is in a central spot and many people pass by daily. This happened to me as a kid, not very exciting, but I still think about it from time to time. Be around 8 or 9. Me and my family have gone camping in the Victorian Bush, Australia, for Christmas. Everyone in my mom's family is there: grandma, grandpa, uncles, aunts, and cousins. First camping day is going fine, tent set up and all that jazz. Having fun at night with my cousins and cooking marshmallows. Parents and grandparents are getting drunk and singing and playing music. Classic Aussie stuff to do while camping, or any night really. It's really late, around 1 a.m. Suddenly everyone hears this guttural, low growling. Sounds like what I can only imagine a lion or tiger sounds like when they're dying. Everyone immediately gets spooked. Adults grab some torches and shine a light on the creature. Nothing.jpg. The sound is still emanating from where the adults are shining their torches. My uncles both whispering, "What the fuck?" under their breaths. There's a large black mass. I could only describe it like a silhouette of a massive car-sized creature. Keeps growling, but eventually backs off. Family goes back to chilling and drinking because we're Australian. Everyone in my family can corroborate that story. They all remember it, and I have told it as they and I recall. Now that I think about it, I have a lot more spooky stories about camping in Victoria, my state. Worth noting, there's a rural Victorian legend of pumas being loose in the wilds when some were brought over in the 1800s.